previous cultures throughout his story that had an entheogenic or an active sacrament. There's the mysteries of Eleusis in the sort of Greek sort of region. Acacias were used all through the Middle East, even in Egypt. You know, there's power plants all throughout the historical record. If you dig deep enough, and they're sort of buried in the roots of many of the Abrahamic religions, there are evidence of you know, plants that have this effect of connecting us. As Ben was saying, that the plants are only the interface, but what they're connecting us to is the spirit. They're connecting us to this dimensionality, which has always been there, and Indigenous peoples who have a connection to the land have a very deep and dynamic ongoing resonance with. But it's Western culture in general that has had the last 500 years or so of disconnect, of this disconnect of this primal connection to the earth, and of really, you know, the Indigenous cultures they found that had these type of plants and this connection, they deemed demonic or something was outside their sort of religious base, and they tried to extinguish. And in extinguishing that, I believe in a whole system theory. If you look at the world as a whole system and no energy is lost, it's always sort of circulating around. If you suppress spirit on one level, it doesn't just extinguish, it goes down under and it's got to come up again somewhere else. And so, you know, this tension and this hunger for reconnection in the West is paralleling basically the paradigm that we're living in, that is, to a very large degree, not serving, you know, us as people. It's really this materialism and this sort of denuding of the soul that denies the soul, and it's this materialist sort of point of view that has created an equal and opposite reaction that is being heard by the planet, or is always being supported, you know, as she nurtures all her creatures. So I feel that there is a larger force at work, and I do like to get pretty archetypal about it, you know. But I do believe that, as you're saying, why is it happening at this time? It's because this is the right time. You know, many cultures who understand cyclic time and the larger seasons of time itself point to the different world ages, and they say it's the Kali Yuga, or it's the Mayan calendars ended and begun again, and we're living through a transition of the ages. And within that, you know, there's now this flowering of knowledge again, connecting us to the planet, which is the original matrix. You know, one of the metaphors I use in the book, which I highly encourage you to check out, is you know, ayahuasca is almost like Google for the vegetal internet. You know, it's like a browser. Psilocybin mushrooms, or Salvia divinorum, or peyote, all these sacraments are almost like different vibrational interfaces or browsers to go into the same territory, or different dimensions or frequencies within the territory. But it seems like there's something happening, why it's happening now, that things have come full circle, and there's been this resurgence of interest, not just in the medicalization of psychedelics, but in this indigenous wisdom that's coming to fruition now, and it's been happening for a generation or two, but it's been this slow trickling, and it's completely perfectly synchronizing and pattern matching the need, the demand in Western culture, which is now getting supplied. So if you take a whole systems theory of things, everything is going perfectly on some level, I hope.